Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Staffing Sharks Review It. Before we even start, Johnny knows what I'm going to say. 4 more days, we're in staffing world.
Getting psyched.
It's getting psyched. But I'm here with my co-host and sidekick, John Ruffini. Hey, John, how you doing?
What's going on?
Great. And we have a special guest today. I'm telling you, I'm just going to bring him on right now. Tim Robbins from Monster.
What's happening, guys? Great to see you.
Thanks for being on. I mean, we're going to have some fun today because Monster got so many different things going on, innovation. But before we even start, Tim, I'm going to show you something right now. You're going to laugh at this. I found this picture going through my stuff from 2018. Look how much fun I was having at the Monster.
Look at that. Oh, I love
That's
it.
classic.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's just that's what Monster's all about, having fun and getting people to work. But hey, Tim, we're not going to waste any more time. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll deep dive into the company.
You bet. Thanks a lot, guys, again, for the opportunity. I'm a 17-year Monster guy. Philadelphia areas where I live at, and I'm blessed to lead teams in our enterprise mid-market and staffing SMB business across Monster's sector across the United States. So longtime Monster, love the space, been in it my entire career at Monster.
Man, that's good stuff. Tell you what, let's just deep dive into one thing that I want to bring up before Johnny jumps in is this mobile app that Monster has. Can you tell us a bit about that, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, listen, for us, it's been really reimagining the whole seeker experience. As you can imagine, there's tremendous opportunity right now to enable seekers to match them to the right opportunities, and we certainly look at our business as a mobile first kind of business, and so we've again really thought about how to make it a smooth and seamless experience for our seekers, making sure that it's easy for them to get started, but that we're serving them relevant content and job ads that fit their matching goals.
Very good. Now, you had mentioned something before we went on the air that I want to expand upon. You said it's not your father's Monster, and we all remember. I've been in the industry long enough that I remember when Monster came on the scene, and you guys were like the first big splash into online job seeking and job boards. It revolutionized and it disrupted the industry. As time went on, that space got more crowded. So how do go into why is it not the same? How is it not the same Monster that we've known for so long? What's different?
Yeah, there's a lot different. I mean, for sure, if you look at the foundation of our business, job ads and access to a huge database of resumes, that's certainly still a very important and core part of our business. But it's gone beyond that. I mean, today we power websites, we power career sites for our customers. We provide match and search technology that creates real efficiency at the desk level, and candidly a whole lot more. I mean, companies are coming to us to help them solve some of the great DE&I challenges that exist in the marketplace. I don't know, did you guys know that Monster owns military.com? I mean, think about the demand.
Did not know that.
Think about the demand in some of those sectors, clearance type jobs. That's all part of what's in our arsenal of solutions for our customers. And I think also though it's a two-sided marketplace, right? So we talked about that seeker experience and making sure that we're not just a transactional place for seekers to come when they're looking, but that they're coming for content, be it salary or how do I what do I need to do to upskill to this other desired job, and making sure they identify for employers what they're trying to accomplish and the when and the where. So again, we're in a two-sided marketplace. At the end of the day, it's how do we drive efficiency, take the friction out of the process, and align people to help get this country back to work. That's our goal.
So it sounds like it's much more robust from the days of just companies posting jobs and people coming in to post resumes and apply to jobs.
Yeah, when I started, the mantra was shred the newspapers, and and we certainly shredded some newspapers, and we were one of the first 400 companies on the internet. I mean, we go back to 1995 is really when the company started, but so many people remember that 1999 Super Bowl commercial, still one of the top 10 all time when I grow up. People remember that, but that's a long time. It was 1999, so
wow,
we're dating ourselves.
Stood the test of time.
It has stood the test of time, but we're still. I think the core of our business is we've got to put the seeker first, and making sure that we're doing things that really empower them, as I said, educate them, prepare them to go out and find the job that they're trying to, that they dream of, that they're trying to grab.
And Tim, I really think that you guys care so much. I'm just going to throw this out there. Last year, I don't know if anybody knew this, but Monster gave free job postings out. I took advantage of that. You had 6 during the pandemic. If you were an ASA member, I mean, I had so many candidates I could put to work just because you guys cared and gave us some free job postings. I mean, I just want to say thank you for that. That was incredible.
Yeah, and I would say, it also goes specifically into staffing. I mean, we're a company on a global basis. Over 30% of our business, it comes from staffing companies around the world. We'll be the only company at the board of directors meeting. We're the only sponsor of our level that's in our space. There's other players in the room, but companies like Bullhorn is an example. But we're the only job board that's a premier sponsor of ASA. I think it speaks to our commitment to the business and the level of engagement that we seek from leaders across the sector.
I know you guys in the expo hall, you always have quite the setup. It's usually one of the bigger ones, more robust ones, and it attracts a lot of traffic. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing you guys.
We might be known for having a kick-ass party or two over the years as well.
I wasn't going to mention that, but
Okay, Tim, I'm going to confess on this. My profile pic that's out everywhere is from the Monster Party 2 years ago. That's my pic.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. There's been many, but
the one in DC, I think it was, because John even said, "You look so happy in that picture." I'm thinking, I was at a Monster Party.
He's really happy.
Yeah. Now, sorry to say that we won't be hosting a big one this year because of all the things going on in the world. But we're happy. We'll be looking forward to getting back when things get a little bit more normal. We'll be there though, and
I don't think people are going to be really upset that there won't be. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some social events, but I'd like to think that people are just going to be happy getting in the same room with other live human beings and being able to see them face to face. And you know what? Like I was myself included. I don't know, if they're outside gatherings, I'm okay with it. If it's inside, I don't know if I'm okay with it. Everybody's got their comfort zone. So I don't know how much that's going to play into it, but I know the spirit and the energy is already starting to flow for folks getting back to networking in person again. As opposed to, being everything over Zoom. You can talk, for example, you guys get, it's got to feel great when you get in there and you talk to your customers and prospects in person. It adds so much more value than over a Zoom call.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I was thinking about this morning ahead of this call. I've got associates. We've got, 13 team members from Monster that are going to be heading out to Denver, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And almost all of those associates I haven't seen since January of 20. We're a national sales team, so I haven't seen my own associates now in feels like almost 2 years. I've got one that'll be joining us who I'll be meeting for the first time. Somebody that we hired, actually it was a boomerang, I'm happy to say, but somebody that I never worked with prior, and I'm going to be meeting her for the first time, and in person, that is, versus interviewing her over Zoom or whatever we did back in the time. So I'm thrilled to be, looking ahead to that. And again, for me, it starts on Monday. We're going to have an opportunity to spend time with the board of directors, and that, that'll turn into a dinner as well. And for me, that's always the kickoff of a great event. I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, Monster always comes out with, again, you continue to enhance the platform and try and, keep up with the changing landscape of the staffing world. Is there something new on the horizon that people will get a peek at Staffing World that they might not know about yet?
I mean, I think for us, what we've been talking about a lot lately. Certainly, that whole new seeker experience is critical for the employers or for our staffing companies. We'll continue to evolve that in 2022. So we're talking about that. We're a lot of interest in performance-based kind of solutions. So that those things are evolving, but I think it's also reinforcing, some of the great integrations that we have with partners, in the business. I mean, staffing is companies don't want recruiters, going off platform, right? Want them on their ATS, and so how do we drive efficiency and making sure that we're doing that, so that the recruiters can, talk to candidates that best match their opportunities. I mean, we have so many customers in the space that have these huge databases, but I've got resumes that haven't been touched, in years. And that's one of the hot topics is, think about all these different engagement tools that are in the marketplace. Well, they're only as good as the data that's in the applicant tracking system. And so companies are, we're talking to them about how to refresh that. There's a huge percentage of resumes that don't have, accurate phone numbers or up-to-date email addresses. And we can help with that. And at the end of the day, that creates efficiency at the desk level to get candidates deeper into the pipeline, so that, that they're at the right time to talk to the recruiter is when they're already engaged and interested. Staffing companies, like so many, really had to pull the belt in last year, right? When orders really almost dried up temporarily. And so our customers are trying to do, more with less. And technology is the way to do that. And we're heavily invested in those kinds of solutions. I think what makes our team different, my team different, when we talk to customers, we're not just that one-trick pony trying to sell them job ads and what's the run rate, or how many seats and what's the right view count. But it's really making sure we understand the challenges and that that we're developing proposals and solutions that really address those pain points. I think that's what makes us different, and we're continuing to focus on getting better at that.
That's awesome. One thing, Tim, that I know that's different is when I look at a resume, I get the actual email address, a Gmail, Hotmail, or Yahoo.
Yeah.
A lot of other ones don't. That's one thing Monster never changed, and I love that you're actually getting a direct contact to reach out to them.
Amen. I mean, our new search platform allows you to text directly and build campaigns directly with those same candidates. And if you have, there's some candidates that mark themselves private, but our search platform, Search Monster, will enable you to connect with them directly, allow them to opt into that conversation or not, but to reach them, where they live, and that's on the mobile device in most cases. So you're right. That's a differentiator for us, and the market rewards us handsomely with great customers because of that.
In an effort to improve the seeker experience or the candidate experience, so to speak, and there's a big emphasis on that across all platforms right now and in our industry. Have you done, what kind of research did you do? What kind of communications have you done with the candidates that reside on your platform to improve the way that they are interfacing with recruiters like us?
Yeah, I mean, it's every day. I mean, we're A/B testing different experiences in the apply flow process. I mean, at some levels, how do you get the customers, or these candidates rather, through the pipeline with the fewest number of clicks? But also, how do we collect information along the way, along the journey, without making it intrusive? And so there's that fine line, and we're constantly testing it on a global basis. I mean, that's the fun thing at Monster is we're in 20 markets on a global basis, and so we can try things in different markets before we go all in bigger markets, as an example. But just always looking for that that opportunity to make sure we're capturing information that we already have and populating fields that they don't need to type in, and again getting them through the process just as quickly as possible. I think match is critical to that. So making sure that we're serving them content that really, matches what they're looking for, whether they're on a mobile or desktop experience, making sure if they're in a mobile and they want to apply with a resume, if they don't have it, on their mobile device, that you send them a reminder so that they go to, when they get back to their desktop, that they apply, those kind of things. It's subtle, but so critical.
Sure.
To building great candidate experience. And again, for us, it's also, about making sure that we're not just that transactional site, that we're providing insights to help guide them in their career journey, whatever stage they are in.
So you're giving them more reasons to go to the site beyond what people would think of. So you're becoming more resourceful and almost more of a consultant and partner with their career journey.
Absolutely. Albeit salary research, or one of the hottest search terms on the planet is job, whatever it is, near me, making sure that we're winning that battle, so that when if they do that kind of search, that that they're able to find their way to Monster quickly, and again capturing that information and giving them a reason to come back again and again and again.
And that's what I love about it, because you have so many blogs out there too. I was just pulling down. If I'm a job seeker and I'm clueless where to go, I can read all these different advertisements and the blogs to help me out.
Yeah, absolutely. yeah, that content that you're talking about is I think is also a differentiator for us. We're there to provide, again, that valuable insights to the seeker wherever they are, and that captures hearts and minds and souls. And so we've got a tremendous content team that's thinking about those things all the time, and and finding ways to add value.
Question: I spent a while of my career with a company that used to be known as the Mergis Group, and then was acquired by Randstad. So I was part of the Randstad enterprise on the professional side of the shop. I was there when the partnership with Monster began. How do you feel that has impacted either company, pro or con? Getting that type of relationship with a large firm like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's tremendous. I'll say for me, when the announcement happened, it was like, whoa, I've got all of these big staffing global companies or customers that my team interact with, and like, whoa, and there's some companies that had a hard time understanding if that was going to be good or bad for them. Candidly, we have a competitor that I think has caused some general mistrust in the business, and we dare to be different that way. I think it's
we won't
great.
mention that name either.
We won't say that. We won't say that. If you care to, I would probably not or something like that.
Hey Tim, how much money do you have in your pocket there for staff? I'll say it.
Drinks on me. Drinks on me. I'm gonna see you in Denver next week.
Oh man, John, I can't do it. I want to.
But I think it's been great in that it gives us our organization, whether it's marketing or product or all the way into the C-suite, just so much more insight into the staffing sector. I've said from the beginning, if we, and Randstad is a customer. I mean, they buy from us, as do other customers in the space. So we've, really made sure that we keep that, that wall up. I want to be able to look my other major customers in the eye, and for them to trust that what they are talking to me about in terms of challenges, that's they can respect that kind of,
sure,
that kind of relationship, and we've stuck to that as has Randstad's, senior leadership. So, it's given us a great investor, and it's given us great insights, that I think can really help to fuel, the monster of tomorrow. I mean, and it's happening right now. I mean,
awesome.
If you think about where we were just pre-COVID, we had already made the decision that we were going to invest in a whole new experience, whole new tech stack, and COVID hit, and a lot of companies obviously retreated. Made some really hard financial decisions. We doubled down into those times, and have come out the other end of a better company, more prepared for recovery, and we're seeing that. Monster has a tremendous brand, and and it's something that we're really excited to be reinvesting in and doing it from a position of strength. So we're excited about it, and I think again, it's been all plus, and those companies that had those concerns, we've demonstrated over time that we can have that trusted relationship, and and that we're seeing companies that went away that are coming back, and in some cases coming back really big, and we can help. We're excited.
Kudos to you and senior leadership at Monster for doubling down during COVID. Let me tell you what, some people look at that and they're afraid to do that because they don't know what's going to happen. But it's been my experience that when companies invest in times where other competitors in their industry are retreating, they're taking that risk, and with risk comes reward. So to your point, when things start coming out of it, you're probably leaps and bounds ahead of where you would have been had you not taken those steps when you could. So kudos to you guys for doing that.
Amen.
I mean, I have one name. The granddaddy of them all is Monster. It's like the Rose Bowl. I mean, seriously, when you think of it, you weathered a storm with everybody. You
guys started it all.
We did.
You were the company that put the fear of God in recruiters initially, and everybody was saying, "Oh, recruiters aren't going to be needed anymore." When in reality, we became allies.
And think about that, and that's very true. It's around that time that I joined Monster is when that TMP, the recruiting side of TMP, got spun out and became Hudson, and I was the guy that when I joined the company managed that relationship. And I had companies, you still go on sales calls that go like, oh, you guys are competing. It's like, no, we're not a recruiting company. We're friends, and actually we became enablers. I mean, think about what the process was before Monster for staffing industry recruiters and what it has become. You know, I mean, we're talking, you know, digital end-to-end experiences now for candidates and you know, and staffing providers. And those platforms only work when you've got the right candidates coming in. And we've got the brand to attract those candidates and the solutions to help them, you know, improve their life through work.
I look at how recruiters function today, and I always tell them they're spoiled. It's like, you know, I go back, and I'm the old guy in the business. So I go back, I'm like, we had none of this stuff. We didn't even have email, for crying out loud.
Right.
And, you know, it's again, today, it's not so much finding the talent. That's the big struggle. Through technology, you can find all kinds of talent. It becomes, how do you engage with them? And that's where platforms like a Monster are helping to bridge that gap and make it a more enjoyable engagement experience, so that candidates and recruiters, or candidates, want to engage with recruiters. Because unfortunately in our business, there's a bit of a bad reputation for the ones that don't do it the right way. And, you know, to your credit, places like Monster want to make sure that if job seekers are coming there to assist in their career journey, that they know that their experience will be better than, you know, what the reputation has in the industry. So I think all that plays into effect.
Yeah, for us, if you put the seeker first, everything else, you know, falls in line. It really does.
It does. Tim, I got to ask you one final question here. The future, video resumes, is that something you guys are looking at? What do you think of that down the road? Is that going to be a game changer?
You know, it's interesting. You know, we brought to market just a couple of years ago now, video job ads, right? And an opportunity to, at the job level, advertise. And we were so excited about it, and recruiters were so resistant to it. They just weren't ready for it. And I'll tell you another thing is that recruiters aren't ready for a profile versus a resume. I mean, in this new launch, that was, you know, in the initial, you know, weeks, was to allow the candidate to build that profile, understanding that, you know, a resume is that artifact. Oftentimes it's that out-of-date artifact of what somebody did or was, you know, some time ago. And so, but recruiters were really resistant to that. They just weren't ready for a profile only kind of thing. And so, you know, it's going to take all those.
I think that's going to change. I think that's going to change.
Yeah. All those things need to come together. We're prepared for it. You know, I mean, again, I think video's critical, whether it's to advertise. Think about today, you know, what's the edge? Why would a candidate want to work for your company or work with your staffing firm? You know, there's no better way to tell that story than what we're doing right now. Exactly. You know, and so adoption will continue to drive. I mean, listen, you know, look at the kids in our life, and you see them, you know, with the phone next to their face all the time. They're doing videos, and so you know the adoption's going to be there. You know, and you know, I think it's up to folks like ourselves to just get out of the way and find ways to enable it.
Totally.
Yeah. Now you
got to adapt.
Staffing world, tell us about what's going to be at your booth and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're excited. As I think I said earlier, we're going to have a team of 13 monsters that are going to be trekking out there. You know, we're going to be talking about this new candidate experience. My monster shirt's going to say Monster Plus this year, and there's going to be a great view of opening doors to unique talent on our back. So make sure you check out the monster shirts, and we're going to have some cool swag at the booth as well. So be sure to stop by. I'm excited. We've got a couple game changer presentations. So I've got Roger Vukobratovich from my team is going to be partnering with Roxanne from Baco. We've got another monster, Jerome Gerard, going to be presenting with the founder of Sense. You know, all, you know, really providing kind of success stories that are in the market, not hypotheticals or, you know, or dreamland, but solutions that are in the market right now, dealing with things like, again, data hygiene, making sure that, you know, that our customers' data is up to date, so that you know, they can engage with the right talent now, you know, and build that trust and pipeline, and again, driving efficiency at the desk level. Those things, if we can accomplish those, that translates into ROI. And, you know, that's a great long-term relationship when we're working with companies to create ROI. Our job is to help staffing companies fill more jobs faster. You know, is to help get this country back to work. One of my experiences some years ago, I was meeting with a guy that today is an executive of a very significant healthcare staffing company, and he said, "Tim, you know what? When I started, I worked the desk here, and my down payment for my first house came from the placements I made, and you were 90% of all Monster provided 90% of all the talent I had. So I literally paid for the down payment on my house from Monster. Well, today that guy's president and co-owner of a healthcare staffing company. In fact, that same company. So that's a happy story. That's a happy outcome.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. John, any final thoughts about our show today?
I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Tim, and seeing the Monsters on site there. Final thoughts are that, Monster has shown the ability to evolve with the industry and has become more of a landing page, if you will, landing site for career seekers, more than just, hey, I want to see what jobs are out there. So I like the fact that, that the site has evolved and become much more robust to provide information and connections more so than just jobs and resumes. So it truly is not your father's monster.
We're committed to the industry, and on a global basis, we can say that and look everybody in the eyes that says we're here to help. And again, we're doing that each and every day, and rewarded from customers around the world with trust in their investment in dollars. We're excited about not only the conference but the second half of this year. All trends are up. We're expecting continued strong growth. In terms of our business, we're seeing not the tsunami of seekers returning to the marketplace that maybe some of us hoped for in September, but we're seeing an increase, and we expect that to continue to happen for the balance of the year and even into 2022. Again, we're going to keep giving seekers reasons to come in. We're going to add value. And at the end of the day, when we do those things, it translates to ROI for our staffing customers.
Wow, good stuff. I'm going to sum it up like this. Tim's going to know what I'm going to say. Just we care is what they're all about. Or we could say we are Penn State, right, Tim?
Let's do that. Thank you.
Hey, once again, Tim, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you. Have some great picks. We'll probably have to do another crazy fun pick like we did on the last one. But you guys are doing a great job, and we can't wait to see you in Denver.
See you there, guys.
Keep up the good work, and thanks for all you do for our industry.